You're listening to the Afterbuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keetin. Johnson.
From the Afterbuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Afterbuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's Afterbuzz TV's Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show.
So I fell for everything. You held me down, but
Hello, everybody. Bing is for doing, and we're here doing another after show for E's Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Season 8, Episode 11, Life's a Beach House. I'm Jason Ikeler, and joining me tonight,
I'm Danica Kennedy.
Hi, everybody. I'm Justin Nichols.
and Keetin is out sick tonight, but we have a very special guest in the house from USA's reality series Summer Camp.
Mikey Benzaia. Nice to meet you.
Mikey,
guys.
welcome. Thank you for
Thanks for
coming
coming on
Thanks
our
for having
show.
us. This is exciting.
Mikey is a
thank you,
big
thank you.
Kardashian fan, so
I'm
he's
huge.
going to be participating with us the
Yes.
whole hour. And then we'll talk a little bit about Summer Camp at the end of the episode. So, guys, we got to talk about Khloe's photo shoot. Obviously, in the past, when she's tried to do sexy photo shoots, it's been a little messy. I kind of like the candy thing, though.
Me too.
I came across that candy video actually randomly on a site. I won't say where, but
Just randomly.
I have seen it, and I was a fan, so I'm all for what
Does
she did tonight.
Pornhub.com ring a bell?
You know, I think it's funny though because the candy video was great. The problem was she didn't mean for it to be a comedy. She meant for it to be sexy. It turned out to be hilarious. So even this photo shoot, I have to say, I love her even more after doing this shoot. You know, she's so funny. She's just so. I'm gonna give it a shot. I thought it looked great.
She doesn't care, you know.
Oh, it turned out really well. And she kind of went through this whole thing where at first when she tried on the suit, it looked like a giant condom.
A queefing condom,
queefing
too.
condom.
It was
I
making
know, I
all
asked-
sorts of noises.
I asked Danica, I'm like, how do you spell queef? Which is not something I typically ask, but I love how she has a good sense of humor about herself.
She does. And that word I haven't heard, I don't think, in like 10 years. So when she said that, it kind of brought me back. We've used it so much.
You
So
know,
I
those
I'm loving it. I'm going to use it tomorrow at work.
You should.
They're gonna love that. They're gonna love
They're
that.
gonna love
It's going to
it.
go over great.
No, but especially when she first tried on that Catwoman suit in her bathroom, how absolutely hilarious was that?
I thought she looked hot. I know she felt like a big fat penguin, she
I think
said,
the problem
but she
was the
looked
crotch
good.
was so low.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but then Malika, she helped pick it up. You see
Yeah,
she's
she had to
pulling
like
the
hoist
shoulder
her up.
Yeah.
But then the problem with the Kardashians is anytime something tries to be sexy, remotely sexy, somebody else from the family steps in,
Yes.
and Rob comes back, fat as ever, and just saying, and he's like, "What the hell?"
And he's standing next to her in that tight outfit, too, so that didn't help him.
At all.
You know, I think she does care about what her family thinks about her, you know, and Kim was kind of worried about it. So I did feel bad for Khloe a little bit that she tried so hard to do this photo shoot. She was so excited about it. And then there was that little bit there where she wasn't sure she was going to
But
pull
you
it
know
off.
what? Rob, since he's so sensitive about his weight, you would think he would be a little bit more sensitive about
He was
sending
not.
Kim the picture of Khloe.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Like, that was mean, Rob.
Sends it right over. And you know,
Sibling rivalry.
yeah,
I
I
know.
guess that's what it is.
What did Kim say? Is this an acrobatic latex shoot?
Yes, it is.
Actually, yes,
That
it
actually
was.
got me
A
excited
really hot
for
one.
Yeah, I was looking forward to that.
I like that pink was her inspiration behind it all too.
Oh,
Because
me
once
too.
she said that, it kind of made sense.
Now, it's a little bit off topic, but still was in the photo portion of the program tonight. Can we just talk really quickly about how great Bernard, their dog, is? That is the cutest
I love
dog I
I
have
want him.
ever seen.
When he's teething on their stuff, ripping
yeah.
things apart, I'm like, it's so cute.
From underneath the pillows, he came from out of nowhere.
Do you all know what kind of dog that is? Or do our
boxer,
listeners out
I
there
think.
Boxer?
know
I
what
know
kind of dog this
nothing
is?
about animals.
I want that dog. I
It
want
looks like
that
a
dog.
boxer. I'm pretty sure it is.
It is, I think so.
Yes, I didn't mean to get off topic, but it was
No,
during
it's
that
fine.
photo shoot. The
Well,
dog
he
was in the
even, like,
studio, and I
he was
wanted
like
it.
ripping
yeah.
her clothes at some point when they were her assistant. I'm assuming carried it in.
Yeah.
But why Bernard? I mean, the name is just kind of random, but.
You'd think Saint Bernard, maybe that breed.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Is a boxer a Saint
I don't
Bernard?
know.
No, I don't know.
Maybe
I don't
no,
think
that
so.
would. No, I'm
no
saying the
idea.
name would go with that breed more. Is what I was trying to say. It should be named Jack or
I like
whatever.
Jack better.
Yeah.
But in the end, of course, though, the photos that she did take, they turned out amazing. The very end of the
Which,
episode.
yeah,
Yes.
surprisingly, because at first when she got to the photo shoot and they're like, okay, hoist your legs behind your head. And she's like in like sweats and a tank top.
With
And
her
I'm like,
striped
oh,
socks.
this is going to be another nightmare for her, poor girl.
Well,
But-
I gotta give her props though, because she's always trying to freshen up her relationship and keep
That's
things
true.
sexy and fun. Which I mean,
She's one
when
of the
you're with
only.
someone for a while, you kind of need to spice it
Yeah,
up every
yes.
once in a while.
Yeah.
And I think now too, when she did the candy photo shoot, she wasn't in the best shape, so she was almost trying to like hide her body,
Yes.
like in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And now that she's got this rockin' bod, she's like, here's everything.
Yeah, because she was completely up to M&M's, up to like here.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen the video, but
You have.
But I have. They showed it on the show. Just go with that. So yeah, she's, I mean, head to toe in tight latex spandex condom material, but she looks so good, and Lamar was happy with it. And I like seeing Lamar on the show more because he hasn't done as much this season.
His only cameo really in this episode though was in the
Him
very
farting.
beginning when
Yes.
he farted. Yeah, and they were talking about how if it's acceptable to fart in front of your loved one. What do you guys think
Oh.
about that?
I'm all for no. I'm sorry. I just can't do that. Even if it's 3 months, I don't want to know girls fart. I don't
What
wanna
if you're
know.
married to the person and they
but not
fart in
necessarily
bed
girls,
with
but would you
you?
fart in front of your
No way.
girlfriend?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, double standard. Double
Completely.
standard.
But that's because I hold girls up here. Ladies are ladies for a reason. I don't want to know you poop. I'm serious.
Although it wasn't poop, I believe that Lamar called it, he was prairie dogging. So I think too far, too
That's
far.
even worse.
That's the best.
It's all gone wrong here in AfterBuzz. We're
I
not
know.
talking about prairie dogging.
No, I don't know. I think it's kind of gross to do in front of your significant other.
Yeah, I mean,
You know, gross or not, though, you have to admit, though, just the relationship, though, I think it's great.
Yeah.
You know, and she even said it after just 9, you know, they had spent no time
Can
together.
we,
It looked
how do you
great.
guys feel about the baby voice that Khloe always does when
can't-
she talks to Lamar?
I'm sorry. I know you guys probably like it. I can't stand it.
I'm
I'm not that type of couple. That's why.
I can stand the baby voice over some of the other voices that we have on.
Yes, exactly.
You know exactly what I'm
I
talking about.
prefer the baby voice over Leah's.
It's just
voice.
weird because
Leah.
when she talks normally, she's like, Chloe's always a little bit bitchy, and
Yeah.
it's like a whole nother person when she is with Lamar, which I think is fine, but it's just interesting.
I can see it being annoying, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
he likes it.
It's on
so.
no level of Leah.
But usually her material is funny, so if it's baby voice with funny material coming out, I'll still like it. But if it's just
Mammy.
annoying, then
Exactly.
no.
But their relationship, I think, is for me, it's one of the favorites on the show because
Oh,
I feel
for
like
sure.
Definitely.
it's relatable. Everybody else, I kind of can't get into their relationship.
But it will be interesting to see in the future episodes, if not maybe later seasons, because, you know, we all follow the Kardashians' lifestyles. There's a lot of rumors going on. There always has been rumors about how strong the relationship really is. But when they do show Lamar on the show, they always seem to have one of the most loving relationships of the Kardashians.
I don't think they'll show it. I think that Chloe's against it because even during Kourtney and Kim Take Miami, that was like while they were filming it is when
Yeah.
all of the allegations started. And I don't think Khloe will let them have that be a part.
But when you do see them
That's smart.
together on
Yeah.
camera, though, it just seems
Oh, yeah,
a
they
real
seem like they're a
genuine,
perfect fit.
Yeah.
you know, relationship and love.
It's so hard to tell with reality shows what is being
Edited.
acted out,
Yeah.
what's authentic.
I mean, I do
Hard
feel
to
like the
tell.
Kardashians is one where the cameras are always rolling. And obviously, like, they have to have a storyline each episode.
Yeah,
but I feel like we do see, for them especially, more of what actually is going on than other reality shows.
And you can't tell me that Kris doesn't have a say in what gets aired. I mean, I feel like she probably puts her foot down.
She's,
I mean,
she
I'm
gets
scared
producing
of her.
credits
Yeah.
on everything.
So she probably.
But, I mean, they show it all.
They do. I will give them credit that a lot, you know, you are a reality show expert. I know, Mikey. However, I do feel like the Kardashians, for reality, show more, even when it makes them look
yes.
poor light.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do put it out there. I think that
They're not
has led to
afraid.
some of the success of the show, is
Oh,
that
yeah.
you really are getting, I would say, a 90% picture
Well,
of
because
their
you're
lives.
connecting with your audience, and if your audience is really connecting with you, you're opening up to them, then I feel like I'll watch your show.
Well, and
you
I
know, so-
think that's why they've continued to be so successful too. Because if you look at something like The Hills, toward the end of it, like Lauren Conrad and all of them, that since they were on this level of fame, were trying to hide the personal stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why. I mean, she's still relevant, but nobody else on the show is, and I think that's why.
Sure.
Yeah,
They're
completely
starting
agree.
to go that way, though. I was looking
Yeah.
at Kim Kardashian's Twitter earlier and stuff, trying to get info for tonight's show. And I mean, they haven't been posting that much lately. I know she just had a
Yeah.
baby, but I feel like since she's starting a family, there's like trying to stay out of the spotlight a little bit right now.
I think that's a little bit of Kanye's influence,
I
too.
think so, too.
With the baby and everything. It's probably,
Which is understandable if there's a child involved. So let's talk about Kim's child, actually. So Kim is moving into Kris and Bruce's house because her and Kanye's house isn't going to be ready till February. And it's kind of causing all this tension in the family. So Kris hires a designer, which I'm like, okay, I guess they are Kardashians and they've got Kardashian money. But if you're staying somewhere temporarily because your house isn't done, I don't think it's necessary to hire a designer to redo your whole space.
Well, usually, even if you do have money, you go to a furnished apartment temporarily for a few months and then your house is done.
Well, and I thought the whole purpose of her moving into the place was to make it easier so she wouldn't have to, like, go through all these steps. And now she's just doing it and now, like, putting her family in this weird position.
I just don't understand, and I'm curious to what you guys think, you know, what our listeners think. Do you think it is just for the TV show that she's moving in? Because Bruce had a really good point on this episode where he said Kim has the financial means to go into other temporary housing.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, it's not, she can't even really say, oh, it's such a hassle, because I'm sorry, she has a team to do that for her. Where she could go to a rental house, hire someone to move all of her stuff for her into this rental house. I really don't understand the point of going
I think that
to the house.
she's obviously a family person, and maybe she wants to be around her parents. Maybe she wants to be around her mom at this time. Because you think she's fully ready for this? I think she's
it's
scared.
Kris, because I think Kris doesn't want Kim to go far, and she's so in love with Kim, like the favorite child.
She really is. It's
and
obvious.
and she loves having kids. I mean, even in this episode, she was like, I wanted a fourth kid. I came downstairs in a fur and took it off, and I was naked, and I said, let's make a boy. So she loves babies.
See,
I think she wants the baby near her so she can nurture and help out.
That's right.
I think it's a little bit of Kris. I think it's a little bit that Kanye's not going to be there as much, so Kim wants to be with her family and be supported. And then also they've got this huge house where they have all this security and obviously privacy.
Yeah.
And everything is a big issue.
Yeah.
But I think obviously the show might play a factor.
Yeah, I just find it
because she's still there right now.
But an interior designer, really?
I just can't believe, that Kanye West and Kim Kardashian have quote unquote nowhere to go, so they're gonna go live with their
that's what's
mom.
shocking to me.
I mean,
Kanye would be okay with this
concept
Yeah.
seems a little bizarre.
Like, do you especially like Kris is an overbearing mother-in-law? If you're Kanye, like, what the hell? You don't want to go live in that.
I don't know. I'm all for maybe moving in. If they could, I have inflatable furniture, so I'm all about showing up at the door. If she's really that nice, bring me in. I'll move in tomorrow. You don't even
There
need
you
to.
go.
I'll come too.
I can pack my
mean-
furniture.
There's room for all of us, guys.
Let's do it.
We can do this. So Kim moves in, or is moving in, and Kendall and Kylie are a little bit pissed because Kylie's like eating dinner in the car, and Kendall is 17. We find out. Thank you everybody for letting us know on YouTube.
Yes. A few years
18
off.
now, but while they're filming this, she's 17, and she gets the idea that she wants to move out and goes and looks for a house. It's weird to me to watch this because I feel like a lot of 17-year-olds do that, but they are looking for like shitty apartments.
Yeah,
you know?
completely.
And so I guess she does have this money. She has this reality show modeling career, so she has money to go look for a house. And it's just weird for me to see a 17-year-old be like, hey, mom and dad, I don't want to live here anymore. I'm going to go look at a house. But I guess everything's relative because if
In
you have that
Malibu on
kind
the
of money,
beach.
yeah.
It's not like it's a house in rural Nebraska that they're gonna buy. She's looking just casually at a summer beach home in Malibu. Although I can't wait though, because Kris did put that rule in when Kim moves in. There's no friends over for 40 days. Which I thought
See,
was a
and
little
that's not,
crazy.
I don't think that's fair to them because they are teenagers. And I'm sorry, if you're a baby, look at the Kardashians.
I love it.
They have a loud ass house.
Yes.
So I'm sure
Marvel,
that
too.
every single one of those kids was raised, you know what I mean? When Kendall and Kylie were born, look at their older sisters. You're going to tell me that there wasn't people there for 40 days?
No, I'm sure.
Just because it's this royal child doesn't mean that they need to stop their living,
I agree.
right?
So I mean, yeah, it was just funny though. You're right to go. I'm gonna go look for a house and a beach house.
I know.
I just love how this whole episode, I felt like the topic was there's not enough space for everyone here. Like Bruce doesn't have any space, the kids don't have
Yeah.
space because Kim's moving in.
It's
They
ridiculous.
all lived in that house at one point and it was fine.
First world
and
problems.
It's just so funny that it's like,
Exactly.
oh, there's no space when they have this gigantic mansion.
There's literally wings to their house. Like,
Yeah.
We were all, we all watched the show together, and it's really fun. We were all laughing when we were watching because, Bruce talks about, the girls talk about it. We just don't have enough space. What are you talking about?
Time to have a yard
You can
sale.
all fit in the foyer. All of you.
It's incredible. It cracks me up, and that's why I love them
Yeah.
even more, though.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just because they're, the drama that they make their
dramatic.
lives about you have to laugh.
But
at
that
But I
is
think
their
that's,
lifestyle
and I think that is,
too.
I think family drama happens regardless of your lifestyle, and I think that's just, you know what I mean? It's if it's any other family, they'd be arguing over a pair of pants or who did what.
Yeah.
It's just on a
Just more expensive
Very
haircuts.
true.
exactly.
And I did like, though, how Kris, she was painted as this woman that didn't care. But, then she did decide to include Bruce on this summer beach house, of course, to look after the girls. Because
Which-
Yeah,
Okay.
more of a babysitter.
What do
I
you
feel
guys
like.
think about this whole beach house idea? Because they are 15 and 17 when this is being filmed.
I thought they should get their own place.
You-
Is that bad?
Okay, yeah, let's talk
Okay.
about this.
I think that Kendall should be able to get her own place, not because, I know she's very young, but she has a level head on her shoulders, I feel like. I feel like she matured very early because she's been working in such a big industry and she grew up with these older sisters and she's been in this environment on a TV show for the last decade growing up. I feel like if she wants a little bit of space and she's a working model now anyways, she should have a place to go rest before she has to hop on a plane to New York to do a shoot.
I'm sure Lindsay Lohan's mom felt the same way.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
No, and I kind of feel that way too, though, because I think what's helped the Kardashians stay so successful is that they all have good heads on their shoulders, because they had a pretty relatively normal childhood where they had two parents there raising them. And I think Kendall and Kylie haven't had that.
No, they've had
since
fame
they were
early.
kids, they've had this whole, I don't know what the word I'm looking for.
Well,
spotlight.
Yeah, the spotlight. And I think if you're just going to give them that, she's 15.
Yeah, well, that's too
Kylie
young.
is
Yeah,
way too
Kylie.
young.
But when I was 17 and a half, almost 18, I was looking at places to live and I moved out to San Francisco.
I
for
guess some
college
people
at that
start
age.
college when they're 17.
Yeah, I don't think I was that age.
Well, I think we also have to remember that the Kardashians never truly go anywhere alone. So it's
Yeah,
not like Kris
that's
is
valid.
sending these girls out to this house,
not going
just
on
the
the street.
two of them, because I am sure there is, there was security and they are with, their publicists and their
Personal assistant.
entourage. I mean, these girls are young, yes, and it seems a little crazy that they're going to get a beach house. However, I do think there's going to be a whole team with them there
That's valid.
all the time.
Also, what happened to Bruce's beach house?
Yeah, it just kind of dropped off the face.
This is what I was wondering when I watched it. I'm like, why don't they just live there?
How many beach
Yeah.
houses do you need in Malibu?
So did he
Apparently
get
they
rid of
lied.
that house?
Well, I think
guess.
somewhere they said, I feel like on one of the episodes, they did slip that they just did it for a couple weeks, maybe 6 weeks.
Okay, so they maybe rented it out.
I might have made that up completely. Someone back
We're
me
gonna
up.
roll with it.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. I think it was just a
That's
6
probably
week
right.
temporary house.
He probably uses that house to keep all his visors. Did you guys
Oh
catch
my god.
that?
Oh my
Let's
gosh,
talk about his
those
hair.
are amazing.
That one visor, the first visor he wore, looked like one of those hats where the hair is attached to the visor.
Yes.
The fake hair
Yes.
coming up.
Yeah. And
It's getting
Justin, you
long.
mentioned we were watching.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Well, I was saying there was the episode where Bruce kind of seemed to go on a mini midlife crisis.
Yep.
I remember he went to Las Vegas and he went to
was
a
him and
club.
Rob and Rob's friends.
And it was all ridiculous. But
And he got the ears
He got the
pierced,
ears
right?
pierced. But the only good thing I felt like that came out of it was they had him cut his ridiculous hair. And even when they surprised Kris when she got back from, I believe she was in New York City, she was like, that looks amazing. And I thought that he looked a lot less creepy, if that's not too mean to say.
No,
I mean,
he
No,
looks
he's too
creepy.
old
He
looked
for that
more,
haircut.
more his age with that haircut. Than
and
he
his
got,
hair
yeah.
looks thinner when he keeps it
Yes.
that long.
It makes
Exactly.
him look older with the long hair, I feel
Yeah.
like, because it's like thinning out. And also, since he has plastic surgery done, it's like he's trying to
does?
fight his age. What? No way.
He reminds me of like the predator that lives down the street. If you look at him, like he just does not look good.
He looks like one of those creepy gym teachers from
Yeah.
high school, right? Yeah.
And that's
Just
why.
time for a haircut.
But at least he is wearing a visors a lot because when
Yes.
it does when he blows and his hair's going all different directions without the visors.
Do you think
it
it's
looks
because
just
Brandon
terrible.
and Brody both have like the shaggy hair, so he's trying to do
trying to
that?
fit
trying to fit in with the group.
It's not working. I feel like he flat irons it.
Like he's trying to be like the boys, and Kris is trying to be like the
Yeah.
girls.
Yes.
Bruce,
I
if you're
love
out
when-
there, cut your hair.
I know, please,
Yes.
for the sake of everybody watching.
And I think your wife wants you to lower your pants a
Pants a
little
little
Yeah, a
bit.
little too high.
I
she
like
She's
said.
that
like,
she
they're
did
up
that.
to here.
Because Kris looked rocking. She looked like Demi Lovato.
Yeah, she looks
looks
great.
good.
Yeah.
She looks good. She does.
Loved it. Okay, before we get into this whole golf fiasco, we want to remind everybody to go to SerialBuddies.com, and there are links to download Serial Buddies on iTunes and Amazon. And Serial Buddies is an indie comedy killer movie. It's not coming out. And it's got lots of good people in it. Kathy Lee Gifford, Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls, Artie Lang. All of the money from Serial Buddies goes back into Afterbuzz so we can continue to give you... I cannot talk tonight. So we can continue to give you these podcasts for free. And it's really funny, and you won't regret it. SerialBuddies.com. It's $4.99. Everybody has $4.99.
And it really is great. It's funny. It's wonderful. So
check that out.
Check it out.
And also, while you're online, you can go to iTunes and rate and comment our Keeping Up with the Kardashians podcast. Give us 5 stars and lots of love. And tell your friends. It only takes a couple minutes. And we're loving all the comments on YouTube and on Twitter. Keep them up.
yeah, they have been fun. It's been great.
Yeah, keep them coming.
Even if they're mean, we can handle it.
I'm scared now.
Bring it. I know.
Yeah, watch out,
nervous.
Mikey. The
I know.
Kardashian
Don't
fans.
be too mean.
Mikey. So-
Just take me apart. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Let's talk about this whole golf thing. So obviously this has been building up for the last 2 or 3 episodes. This is like the whole story arc of the season.
A golf putting green. I love it.
Brandon and Brody, when they're at the golf course, first of all, we need to talk about this little butt twitch that they're doing because I thought it was quite enjoyable. You know, when
I
they're
liked
like,
it.
yeah, I like the butt twitch.
was in
Baby shaking
unison.
on the
Thoughts?
golf course.
Yeah,
It was
you
very
guys
in
like the
unison. I'm
butt
going to
twitch?
try it. I'm going to see if I can do it.
It goes
we
with the
should
whole
also- we should-
Kardashian image.
Yeah, exactly.
Butts are the thing.
Curves.
That's true.
So they obviously still want Bruce to get the putting green installed, and I think this is a very smart move on Bruce's. I cannot talk. Bruce doesn't want to participate. I don't know.
Well,
Somebody
he
else
doesn't
go.
want. He doesn't want to blatantly participate.
Yes.
I mean, he definitely has his hands in this, but you know, he knows who's boss.
He does not want to get in trouble. But Khloe, the mediator, always has a good point. It should be a 50-50 house. And, I mean, they did end up getting an argument
and I
once
will
Kris
say,
showed up.
since he doesn't want to participate, his argument at the end is very invalid, and so are Brandon and Brody's, that he, you know, it needs to be merged, it needs to be 50-50. Then why don't you go to her and say, hey, I'm putting in this golf course?
But I think he has in the past, and that's why he doesn't now, because he's so, I don't know, afraid of her, but he just doesn't want to go down that route.
Here's what I don't understand though. If he's nervous about Chris's reaction, and he said he just wanted to put a putting green in, and he wanted to stay out of it. My favorite part of this whole drama on this portion of the episode tonight was he was like, I'm gonna stay out of it. However, if I could give you a suggestion, let me just draw out some ideas.
I've
I'm gonna stay out of
got
it. And then
8
it turns,
pictures.
and then this tiny putting green turned into sand trap. It had chipping areas.
Well, his
a
inner
putting-
kid
this
took
thing
over.
turned into a massive project, and the person whose idea it was Bruce, the guy who wanted to stay out of it.
I'm happy for him, and I hope that he does more like this moving forward with the show, because I'm tempted to go to their house and just beep the horn and be like, Bruce, let's go. We're going to go out for a night on the town, because I feel like he's trapped in his house.
I would
feel
love
the
to see you go to their
opposite.
house and beep, and you let me know how that goes.
Our side of the table. I kind of feel the opposite, actually. Well,
Really?
I mean, there's some episodes where I'm like, oh, poor Bruce, but I side with Kris. I'm just a big Kris fan, though. I think that she was accurate when she was like, oh, you're the victim, because he does whine about things, and if he really wanted it, I think he could pitch
agree.
it better and stand up for himself, man up. I mean, like, yeah, she kind of runs the household.
Bring Kris in here right now, and we'll see you say that.
Well,
I'd be
honestly,
afraid.
Oh, she would side with me because I'm on her side.
and honestly, too, it's not
She
like he
went side with
can't.
you.
It's not like he doesn't have the time or the money to go out and go golfing every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kris is running a business from her home, so I get that she doesn't want all this other chaos going on.
Yeah.
And he's got nothing but free time.
And he works, or he doesn't?
He's an
appearances, right?
speaking
Yeah,
appearance.
he's basically
I
retired.
don't know,
right?
how
I
many
think
he
he's
actually does. Do you know what I also found interesting about this portion, the green portion? We saw the elusive,
Oh my
the
God.
one and only Bert.
Yes.
And I would never have been able to
He's
pick
the
up
man.
Bert on the side of the street. I had no idea what he looked like.
And he looks nothing like the rest of
Do you think
them.
that's why they
Nope.
don't put him on the show? He looks like Rob. Sex sells, and he's
You
not selling
don't
it.
look like Brody. You're out of
selling
here.
it.
We had a rewind. He caught him off guard, too. They were just like, Bert. I was like, who? What?
Bert?
Who is that?
Yeah.
I felt like everyone ganged up on Kris, though, in that scene, and she was getting attacked, kind of, because
Yeah.
they did it around her back. I feel like they could have done it the same thing, just in a different way, I guess.
I do like seeing all the kids come together, though.
Yeah, definitely. Even when they made the video, like at the dinner planning it, it's always great to see them all, you know.
Well, and I think too, seeing the Jenners and the Kardashians, even when Kris found out, seeing how they react to it, the Kardashians call their parents out, and the Jenners get like really quiet and defensive.
Yeah, I think that's why I like this season so much, is because you're getting a little more of both sides of the family.
Only I also liked was in Greece, even before Greece, we've had Brody talk to, you know, everyone saying, you know, Kris is pushing him too hard, like he doesn't have his own space. I mean, he's really been stirring the pot for this for a while. I love as soon as Kris shows up there, they're like, oh, we don't want you to think we were doing this behind. They all are scared of her. Like they tell Bruce to stand up to her, but as soon as she showed up and she was mad about the grass being out of place, they were all like, oh my gosh, we are so sorry, no disrespect, like, come on.
Well, and I don't really feel like it's Brandon or Brody's place to tell their dad how to, we've talked about this before, but to tell their dad how to make their marriage work. They've had this long-lasting marriage, and he shuts up and he listens, and that's how it works. You know? I think now that he's like, well, things are going to change around here, you're probably going to get divorced.
Yeah, Brandon brought that up. He was like, this is a topic that needed to be brought up, and it's really good this happened. It's like, no, it's not. You're making them argue.
Well, that's why I'm glad Khloe was there, because I felt like she was the one who should have spoke up, and she did. So.
Family therapist.
And I feel like they think that this is a non-normal long-term marriage. I mean, you ask people who've been married for 20 years who runs the house, I bet you every single guy is like, my wife. I do what my wife tells me to do. She says clean out the garage, I do it. This is not a unique family as far as the relationship goes.
No.
It's
I don't
think it's
totally
a bad
normal.
thing.
It's just they have more money to play around with.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I
was great.
think that Brandon and Brody, he's 30 and single. He has no room to talk. Brandon's been married for what, 5 years? You know? And
He's married
Bruce
5
and
years.
Kris have like yours, mine, and ours, and they've made this work with all these kids. I feel like they should stick to what they have.
I liked it. But then, of course, after 3 or 4 episodes of building it up, it then quickly ends with, okay, let's not do it. Put the grass back. All that work, and it's back to nothing.
And now that topic's probably going to be over, and then it's going to be like, oh, did he ever get one? Or what
I actually
happened?
thought that Kris was going to be like, you know what? Build it.
That's what
Continue
I
you're
thought,
doing.
too.
I thought, but I'm kind of glad she didn't.
Maybe after the beach house.
Yeah.
That'll be the next project.
Yeah, I don't know. I also love, just touch on this really quick, seeing Kris and Kim in Paris together. Because I think they do have a really cool mother-daughter relationship. And just the two of them, because Kim's the favorite. So just to watch them is fun.
Although I also love, especially for the people that have been leaving comments on YouTube, I really like it because a lot of people have been paying really close attention. There was a comment about how they've noticed some weird editing and how they did maybe some reshoots, and you can tell with different hairstyles or makeups in the same scene. I love that on this one when they were in Paris, when it was raining, they had the Eiffel Tower. And I love how Kris was like, it's just magical. I would not want to be just a little bit of rain, and it's so lovely. And they show just the crowd in the background, and everyone is freezing and soaking wet. And like, they paint us as like magical romantic light sprinkle in Paris. And in the background, you just see all the
Everyone's
assistants miserable.
They're just running, smiling, running through the little drops. Yeah.
That was
Well,
great.
and to kind of address those comments too, I think reality editing, when you edit a reality show, that's your job, is to like make a story out of the footage. And I think I'd much rather see them do that than to see them like go and script things.
Me too.
You know?
Oh, definitely.
Well, and I think what the comment was about they saw there was a scene at a table where Kim's hair was up, and then all of a sudden the
I saw
camera
that.
turned back to Kim at the same table, and her hair was down. And so I think they were like, wait a minute, how long was this dinner? Did it take? So just there was a weird editing trick. But
Okay.
well done, viewers and watchers of the show. They're quick.
I know.
They're sharp.
The network is not going to be happy about that. So let's get into some news and gossip.
Yes, there's so much good stuff.
Afterbuzz TV News.
So I saw Scott Instagram a lovely picture, I think it was yesterday, of the Kardashian family all at the Last Supper, and basically it's, making them look like God. And I guess
They're
it
all
was
like different disciples. Scott was Jesus.
Scott was Jesus. And I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was the funniest thing ever when I saw it. But I guess people got kind of upset about it. Like, oh, the Kardashians think they're,
My
God or
Nona would
Jesus.
not find that funny at all. Italian old Roman Catholic grandma is not going to find that funny.
Yeah,
Not at all.
But
not
I feel like
the right crowd.
that's not necessarily the Kardashian target
I am
audience.
the target audience.
Well, actually, she watches.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. I don't know. I think it's Scott did it, and Scott's the Lord. So I feel like it's okay. We'll put the picture up on the website so you guys can
He's
check
my
it
favorite.
out too.
I want a spin-off for him.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it.
Ooh.
I would love that.
I'd watch
He's
it.
good.
I think Kourtney and Scott need the next Kardashian spinoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
How
I know
about
you've
other
got
news and
some stuff,
gossips?
yes.
Yeah, to go back to last week, we talked about, I think, the baby and how Kim kept Facebooking kind of fake baby reveals. Then Kris did it on her show, and we said how annoying it was. And we also got a comment from Anne Even More on YouTube, and she agrees with us. Oh, that was great. People on YouTube seem to be agreeing that enough's enough. Just wait until you're ready to show us, but stop doing this whole fake out. So
I know. Do
Teasing
you think they're gonna do what Beyonce and Jay-Z did, where it was just like, wasn't it like an Instagram picture or something, or paparazzi caught it, or do you think it's gonna be like this whole elaborate?
it's the Kardashians. I think it's going to be a
Elaborate.
whole elaborate and everything.
Of course, yeah.
While we're talking about YouTube comments, also thanks to Daffy Duck Rocks One. She says she loves our group hosting the Kardashian show.
Yay.
Wants us to do it next season, so we appreciate the
will.
fan club. Now for the gossip that's been going on, I've been really excited all day to share with you all. It started happening 2 weeks ago. You know you've made it big when the President of the United States of America is now talking about
Never
you.
heard
That's
of
right.
him.
It is Obama versus the Kardashians. And I think the comment was he did it at when he was speaking at, I believe it was Amazon. He was at one of their factories. And he said that he is concerned, I'm paraphrasing here, but the gist of it was he was concerned that the youth today are looking at the Kardashians as role models and looking at the television show as what they want to aspire to be, as opposed to wanting to aspire to be rocket scientists and doctors and lawyers and other professions. However, this did not go over very well with the Kardashians at all. Kris even came onto her talk show and fired back at the president and just said, listen, like, we're the hardest working family. We've earned everything we had, and that people should want to look up to us and say, you worked that hard. Now, you can live this way. So it was just interesting that Kris is firing right back at Mr. Obama.
Well, and I feel like
President Obama.
the four of us in this room probably have a different outlook too, because we're all working in the entertainment industry. So people in the industry actually do really respect the Kardashians because everybody knows they work hard. And I feel like, yes, I obviously get where Obama is coming from, but I think he should have used a different example, like the real world or something like that. But the Kardashians have created this brand and this empire, and they are working hard. And I think the American dream changes throughout time, and I think that's just kind of a new. They've gotten this opportunity and they went with it and they made an empire out of it, and I don't think that's something to be.
It's not an
bashed
easy
for.
industry to make it in either, and longevity is not something you find very often in this entertainment industry. So I think I give credit to them.
So I say, well done, Kardashians.
Yeah.
If the president of the United States was going to even mention you,
You're
well
doing
done.
something
One,
right.
it just kind of shows exactly. Team Kardashian.
Well, everyone has
the way.
different parenting too, and I know that his kids, both his daughters, were watching the Kardashians, and he said no more
Yeah.
of
Oh, really?
that.
Wow.
cut him off
And
the
they
Kardashians.
won't
Not summer
let-
camp though.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right,
No,
good.
not
All right,
summer
good.
camp, but
I
they're
was a
not
little
allowed to
nervous.
watch the Kardashians anymore. And I can understand that. That's a personal parenting sort of thing if he doesn't want his kids to watch it. But to
Understandable.
go on public television and announce it to everyone, it's like
Yeah.
ooh,
But at the
playing
same
with fire a
time,
little bit.
just to devil's advocate this, I feel like everybody uses the Kardashians as the bad example of reality. So in his speech, he probably wasn't thinking it's going to have all these
No, not
implications. It was probably like, I don't want my kids to grow up to have sex tapes and make a reality show out of it. Valid point. But I think if you actually analyze what he was saying, it's,
There's just a lot of unscripted TV out there that shows a far worse example.
Exactly.
Because the Kardashians, they are shown working hard for their income, and there's shows out there where they literally just party and do drugs and become
Yep.
rock stars, and that's the reality show I think he should be addressing.
for sure. Do you guys have any predictions?
Dun dun dun.
And now, your Afterbuzz TV prediction.
Oh, I like the flashing lights, Steven.
This
Is that a new
fancy.
effect?
Well done.
Yeah?
I'm gonna say yeah.
Okay,
So,
perfect.
predictions. I think the golf course is not going to get made in the next few episodes. I think that's kind of going to be over and done with. Move on to the next thing. It looked like there was going to be some mother-in-law drama, but with Kris and Bruce's mom, which that will be interesting to see. I don't know what to predict on that, but I've never seen her in an episode before.
I feel
don't
bad
think.
for Kris because all the family's turning against her. She had this whole thing with Brody. Now she's got the mother-in-law. Leave her alone.
And she's the reason why they're all making the money.
I know. I'm gonna predict that Kourtney's gonna be upset that Kim's getting all this attention with her baby.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Just throwing it out.
Just because
there.
the attention, or she wants a baby
from
herself?
like Kris.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Not like the media
Yeah.
attention, but like Kris is putting in a nursery and doing all this, and I feel like Kourtney's not gonna be okay with that.
Yeah.
I think that we are going to see something go wrong at the beach house. The girls are going to get into some type of trouble. A party's going to get out of hand, and Kris is going to pull the plug. Or some type of consequence is going to happen.
I
there.
hope so.
Do you think they'll ever show
Right.
them? I don't think they'll show them drinking.
No, I don't. Well, she's 17, you said?
No, I don't think they'll show them drinking, but I think that
But they
something's
probably
going to.
will be.
There'll
The
be
police
some
are
kind
going to
of
show
part,
up
yeah.
or something.
Definitely. I'm going with that Bernard's going to get a spinoff also. I'm just a fan of Bernard.
Okay, I like that.
Yes.
I see more of him this season, so
That probably will happen on Animal Planet or something. I wouldn't be surprised.
I will tune in.
So, Mikey, we want to talk to you a little
Yes.
bit about summer camp on USA. Just for everybody that's listening and watching, give them kind of like a rundown of the show. And
Yeah, sure. Well, we are actually on tomorrow night at 11:05 after Raw on USA Network. It's from the Big Brother producers. They bring 16 adults back to camp, which is like the best time of your life. And we just compete in different games. We go to different socials, and it's, the casting director behind Jersey Shore and the producers behind Big Brother. And our host is Matt Rogers, who is actually American Idol alumni. So all that together just makes for a good show. And I mean, I'm on it, so you guys
So
should
watch.
tune in. No, but it's a great group of people. Like, everyone that they picked was like so to the T, their personalities, and so different. So you guys will enjoy it.
So you're a fan of the Kardashians reality show. You're
Huge fan,
on reality
yeah.
shows. This is not even. You've been on another show as well, correct?
I've been on a couple shows. I've done Take Me Out with George Lopez, Extreme Cougar Wives, which was a little different. It was on TLC.
What is that one?
I went on a date in Midtown Manhattan with a woman. They didn't tell me her age, but when I got there, she was a little older than me.
Were you surprised by this?
I wasn't.
Cougar.
I was surprised, but
you're like, Mom?
she was a good person. She had a good heart, but obviously it didn't go anywhere. But yeah, a couple shows. I've done a couple things in the reality game, and now the TV hosting reality kind of. I feel like people, your audience is a big thing, and if they can get someone who's been on the other side of the camera,
Yeah.
to give them that inside scoop, that's where I want to go with the future. So we'll
Because
see.
you've done a little bit of acting
Yes,
in the
I've done
past as well,
scripted.
but now
Yep.
hosting is the main thing you're going after.
Yeah. It's ironic because I started off in theater, and then I did Law and Order, Gossip Girl, and ended up in reality TV. So.
How do you
exciting.
like reality compared to scripted?
I like reality because you get to be yourself, and anything where I don't have to front and be something else is fun for me. So that's why I love TV hosting, because you can put your personality into it.
Do you like the way you've been edited when you watch the shows
Oh, I
back?
love it. I love
Okay.
it.
Is there
Yeah.
anything like shocking? You're like, that's not how
Oh
it
yeah,
happened.
completely. But
Okay.
I'm the type of person that I throw myself full into something, and I have no regrets. So how would you guys be on a reality show? Would you?
Well, it's interesting, and, with the Kardashians too, I always want to talk to people that have been on a reality show, because I've only worked, on the hosting end, where you really can't get edited too differently than how you are as the host, but
Yeah.
I've never been, able to be someone that's on the reality show, and I've always wondered, are you nervous about that?
No, not at all. I mean, they edited a lot of stuff. They pieced things, obviously with any reality show. But anything that you do is something you did at the time that you stand by. So just don't do anything stupid.
Do you have anything that you had to call grandma and say, do not watch tonight, grandma? Because your bio on
Yes.
the network's website is really funny, and they say that you're the smartass of the group.
I think they did that because I have some ties to some people in the industry, reality TV wise, that I grew up with that are from Jersey
Yeah.
Shore. I know a couple of the characters. So
Let's hold up. Let's talk
Speaking of
about.
that,
Let's get into some real gossip. Rumor has it you had a little something with Snooki.
no. I know Nicole. I grew up in
okay.
that area.
And it's Nicole, not
Nicole.
Snooki. When
I know.
you guys are when
I
you're like
met her
this, I'm cross.
before. I met
Okay.
her. I know Dina personally. Very sweet girls, very down to earth. The show, they partied, they had fun, but they
Yeah.
are very genuine people. So that's what people, I think, they get a little mixed up, because when they see the show and they see it edited, they don't know how genuine these people are. And honestly, Nicole has the biggest heart at anyone that I've met that was in reality TV. She's really, and same with Dina. So
So
But
are we
yeah,
gonna?
so you haven't hooked up with her?
No, I.
You didn't
I'm
smush?
a virgin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
You
a,
just spend your nights watching Chloe in the bathtub full of M&Ms.
oh no.
Sex can wait. You hear it
Yes.
here first at AfterBuzz.
That candy video.
That's it. Oh man.
That's fun though. So it's on USA
USA Network.
Mondays at 11?
11:05 because Raw
11:05.
usually runs.
And do you have anything else coming up that you want to plug?
No, I'm doing a couple things. I'm doing something called friendmovement.com. It's, an anti-bullying campaign. So people could look into that. And, just find me on the social media. Help me out with getting that stuff out there.
Perfect. Well, thank you for coming in. We had a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
That was great.
And where can they find the two of you?
You can find me on Twitter at Danica Kennedy, and I have a new Facebook page. I'd love if you guys would like me. It's facebook.com/Kennedy Danica.
Of course we like you. I'm in love. I hope you guys like. Ooh, is there a love button on Facebook?
I wish there was.
There should be.
Well, and you can find me, everybody, at Justin J. Nichols. That's for Twitter, Instagram, Vine, Facebook, you name it. It's all Justin J. Nichols. I love
Can you go ahead one more time?
And it's only the number one, Mikey B. It's on Twitter, and I have a Who's account. It's Mikey Benzaia, and you can find me on that. Thanks.
Perfect. And I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Vine at Jason Ikeler, and we will all be back in here next week.
Can't wait.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Afterbuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the Afterbuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterbuzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of Afterbuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.